Hey everybody, it's Nicole from Cause We Love to Scrap, and today I am making a just for fun layout using the Prairie Rose Fancy Pants Designs collection. And I'm going to be documenting these, it's just one quail, 3 pictures of one quail that was up on my patio, just exploring. And here's some stuff from my stash that is really old and I haven't been using, so I pulled those out to try and get that used. So here's the ephemera from the kit. It has, or from the collection, I should say. And here's the floral ephemera from the collection. And then there's some enamel dots that also has stars and hearts. And then I'm gonna go through all of the papers, which are just beautiful. That floral has me already. It's calling my name. This floral also is beautiful. And I just love all the florals. I'm a sucker for them. So that's the sticker sheet. And I'm probably listening to some music. So now I am going to get started. I'm going to use this background, the wood. And I have decided to go with making some 1" by 4" strips of pieces of paper and putting 8 of them on the top and 8 of them on the bottom to make like a it's almost like a grid, but it's just 1 by 4 to make an 8 by 8 square. And I do it a little bit in the northern part of my layout, the upper part, I guess you could say. Anyway, so first I cut the strips to 1". Sometimes I had to cut the branding strip if it was like a pattern that, because I'm doing vertical strips, I had to have them a certain way. And then, let's see. So after this, I'm going to cut them down into the little strips, and that's not going to take too much time because I do cut most of that out. I just basically show you what I'm doing. I put my cutter away and then I bring my cutter back out because I'm an idiot. So yeah, there we go. All my strips are there on the right, and now I'm going to fit them on the page, thinking about which ones that I want to be in to make the cut. So yep, I'm going for 8, and I switch one, so there we go. I'm going to use those, and I'm just going to kind of randomly put them down on the bottom so that they're not next to each other, and that's what that's going to look like. Then the next thing I do is I'm going to go ahead and distress all of these with a distressing tool. And now that that's done off camera, I'm going to mark my center with some lines so that I can line these strips up and not worry about them going wonky on me. Sometimes I like wonky, but this one I didn't. And oh, I lied, it wasn't in the northern part of my my layout. It is right in the center. I don't know what I was thinking when I told you that. So I do try to give it some dimension, popping up the sides, or at least folding up the sides a little bit, and folding up the edge. And then after I do this first top row, I'm going to cut to the end again, so you don't have to watch me just taping those down. So now I'm bringing in some of my stash. That is an old Heidi Swap something or other. You can use it as a stencil. Here, as you can see, I'm going to be using it as a grounding element. Then I'm bringing in this burlap ribbon from Close to My Heart, which is super old. And I'm bringing in this lace. I'm not sure where it's from, but I love it. and I'm going to run that across the center of my layout, and I'm going to tape it down with some regular old tape. Now I'm going to pop this element up. I do take the backing off of this foam off camera so that you don't have to watch that. And I'm just going to stick it down right there. And I think I'm going to bring my pictures in, kind of arrange them. And I'm going to bring in some doilies. They're teeny tiny doilies. I think well, first I think I'm going to use the white, but it really clashes with that element, the cream colored element right in the middle. So I pull out the brown, which isn't an exact, it's not like the brown of the wood grain in the back, but I like it anyway. So I go ahead and use the small brown doilies that I'm going to be bringing in right now. So now comes the fun part, of course, the ephemera. I'm going through the ephemera pack, and I am going to start pulling things that I think will go on my layout and auditioning them in different places. At first, I start putting stuff where I want it to belong, and then I just go through the pack and pull out anything that I like and try to fit it on the page as well. So anyway, you'll see me going through this, and you'll see my process of looking at all this ephemera and what makes the cut and what doesn't. So while building my 3 clusters, because I'm going to have 3 clusters on here, I decide that I'm going to do one right here in the lower left corner. And then when I kind of look back at it, I'm like, that's kind of a vertical. I really don't want it to go into a vertical. So I do wind up moving that little cluster up to the upper left part of my layout. And you'll see that in a bit. I do try and keep a phrase near every cluster. And now that all of that is auditioned, I'm gonna put those other ephemeras that didn't make it back into the packaging. I decided not to go with the florals because I already have some florals on there, and these are all looking pretty good. And I saw this butterfly and I just thought, you know what, I have to get it on here somewhere. And then I bring in the stickers, and I didn't really see anything that I liked, but there was nowhere to journal. So I thought, oh, this sticker would be great here. So then I start building the cluster around that sticker, and I love the way that it turned out. I do wind up putting that ticket back up there too. So I did go ahead and glue down everything off camera. And now I'm going to add some more to my clusters. I'm going to start with these enamel dots from the collection itself. I'm going to do 3 little enamel dots in each cluster, and they're going to all be different colors. So there was a dark blue, this bright blue, and then the other one is going to be red. There we go. There we go. Now what am I going to pull in? I think that I'm going to be pulling in some jewels. And I pull in, some of those elements from before. Like one of them was this crocheted flower. I didn't really care for it anywhere. I did like this black and white bow, so I do go ahead and put that down. I didn't wind up using those gold thickers on here anywhere. These are some gems that were from Close to My Heart as well. In case you didn't know, I used to be only scrapbooking with Close to My Heart. So I have a ton of Close to My Heart products, but like I never use them anymore. So I have been trying to pull those out a little bit more, get those used. And I still do buy Close to My Heart stuff. It's just not like before where I was exclusively only doing Close to My Heart. Anyway, I'm still putting those jewels down, and they're 3 different color jewels, one light, a medium, and a dark. And then I told myself I'm going to use some pearls. These are also from Close to My Heart from a long time ago. And I add 1 to those. Yeah, those don't make it. And I believe I'm going to pull out some Nuvo drops. I'm going to get this green colored Nuvo drops, and I'm going to add several of them in the little clusters that I'm doing here. There we go. And I just wanted to show you this list of things to remember because I have been trying to use more from my stash. So this is just a little list of things that I have. On my list is buttons, bows, flowers, ribbon or twine, pins, gems, pearls, epoxy dots, acrylic, dyes, doilies, stamps, and mixed media. Let me know in the comments if there's something that you like to add that I didn't include. Not pattern paper and ephemera and stickers, because those are like things that I always look for. So after I add my journaling, I am done with this page. I'm going to leave you with some close-ups. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and a subscription would be great. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time.